Hello, guys. Uh, Hope you can hear me. I'm here. Okay, thank you, Bucks, for putting me in the channel or screws or whatever it was. Thank you much. Okay, so yeah, we have a crazy position. I have no clue what's going on. Uh, I was watching Anna's recap. That's why I've missed some moves. But apparently, it was. Oh, okay. You hear me? I guess. Okay, nice. Um, Apparently, this was classical French, and at some point we played g5 because why not? Right? I mean, yeah, computer was like, "What? What is this move?" But yeah, and I went for g5, and it has gotten into some crazy tactical mess. Opponent took g5, we took d4, then we took e5, and he took on e6. So it's still even material. Our king is looking a bit naked on e8 though. Can't castle. Crazy position though. Computer says white is winning, but surely not so easily. I don't think both players know really what's happening. White has to find queen h3. Well, don't see where else he put the queen though. So would expect queen h3 to be played. So the opponent for today is I am Aaron Jacobson. He's the brother of GM Brandon Jacobson, who is, if you're reading the candidates recaps on Leeches, I think he's the guy doing those. And Aaron played, I think, before the rest day, he played against Alexandra Prado, another streamer, and he did win. But apparently, yeah, this is a winning position for White, but he needs to be quite accurate, I would say. So still chances for both sides. I mean, I would say to trust your eyes more than to trust the evil bar. Like, would you feel like if you had this position, would you feel comfortable that you're winning as White? I wouldn't. Would you feel comfortable that that you are in the game as Black? Maybe I wouldn't either. I don't know. But it's definitely a position which is to Anna's style. Like Anna does like going for this crazy tactical lines and just spend 30 minutes calculating some position like this. I think this is really her strength. So the problem is, if you want to find chances, there must be chances to be found. Like if the position is objectively lost, you might think 30 minutes and still, it will still be lost. So yeah, that is definitely something to consider. Yeah, white looks better because Black's king is very unsafe. If we could only attack this this knight on e5, right, and remove it from there, then f7 would be hanging. It should be basically checkmate. But Anna is playing actively. She's attacking the queen. This is in fact the line that I had predicted. Apparently, I put it on the board. Queen h3 and knight eg4. That's as far as I got. But let's see. So, of course, if the queen moves out, then the knight is hanging. So the reason why white needs to play queen h3 is that then after f takes e6, it would be able to take with the queen, and after queen takes e6, check, bishop e7, queen takes e5. White is up a pawn. Black's king is in the center. This is completely winning for white. Rooks are coming to e1, d1. You can't play like this. So after queen h3, Anna needs to play something more active. She can't just take the knight. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. I don't see what else could white do here. Not sure why he's he's thinking. Anna-Maja looks more sunburned than her opponent. Yeah, that's good comment. I did say yesterday that, when there is a rest day and, there's all kinds of parties and stuff like that, you can tell how much someone enjoyed their rest day by how sunburned they are. That might be a funny method. So, maybe he was, spending his time inside. I don't know, maybe playing some chess or doing something. I don't know, rather than partying in the beach. Or maybe he just used sun cream better than our streamer. You never know. You never know. Okay, well, what is Queen does go to h3? What is you don't go to like an island in the Mediterranean without little sunburn. I mean, it adds to the fun, I guess. So, okay, Queen h3 played. And now, as I said, we can't really take the knight because that would hang a pawn. So, knight to g4, knight e to g4. Maybe the other knight can also go there. Would be maybe a move. Computer also recommends d4, which makes some sense. Defending e6 indirectly, the knight would have to move from e6. But the big problem here is that queen on h3 is still looking at the square c8. You might wonder, like, this square is empty, but it is the square where a king would end up if it were to castle. So we can't castle, basically. That's the problem. And sooner or later, these rooks are coming to the center, and this is always, the problem. You have a king in the center, the position is open like this. As soon as a rook appears in the e-file, the black king will feel very, very unsafe. So that is probably why the engine said that white is winning here. But I mean, it might be as simple as knight f4 and rook e1. Just get the knight to safety, bring the rook to the center, and let black deal with the problems. Castling is illegal, yes, that is correct, and it will still be illegal after the knight moves. But maybe if we put something on g4, then it would be legal. But I'm not sure how good it would be still. So, yeah. Has Aaron just sacked a knight? Well, not really. So at first the f1 was pinned, and now that we kicked out the queen, unfortunately for Anna, the queen goes back to h3 and defends indirectly against the threat on a6. So someone on YouTube saying, I see the sunburn part of Anna-Maja's arm, but Andrea's entire arm looks cooked. So yeah, there are degrees to how sunburned you can be, I guess. See you, Bucks. See you. Thank you for helping out and moving me here to the voice channel. Hope I'm not boring you too much, guys. It's just feeling it was a little bit too silent. If f e6, queen e6, bishop e7, bishop f4. Well, white can just take the knight. There's no need for bishop f4. The knight on e5 is hanging. So, yeah. White would be up a pawn. Rook is coming to e1. This is the problem with this position, basically. If we could magically put our king on, I don't know, even in a weird square like b7, I think would be even better here. But with our king on e8, kings are not very fast pieces. They're not very fast runners. With our king on e8 and the opponent's rooks appearing in the center file soon, it's kind of hard. Let's see what Anna how Anna will try to complicate the position. So the move that, okay, it's the first line of the engine also, I think is the move that will happen, is knight e to g4. It's kind of renews the threat against the knight. Then the knight will probably have to go back to f4. And then I think what we want to do is bring the bishop, at least protect, bishop e7. Maybe king f8. Maybe our king can find some shelter somehow. But of course, we're also looking for some attacking chances towards the white king. It's a very hard position to play. I think this is the kind of position that, I mean, even if Anna somehow manages to save the games, this is definitely, don't try this at home type of position. I think in general, the way Anna-Maja is playing in this tournament is very risky, but it does seem to be working. All this b5, g5, the pawn pushes. This is her style, though, so we'll have to see it, I guess. Yeah, I don't think this game is over. I think we still have some chances. Of course, white has the upper hand, but white needs to be accurate. So, still anyone's game. Is there more UV where they're at? Both are used to California. I'm not sure. I've never been to California to compare, but sun in the Mediterranean is not very forgiving if you spend an entire day at the beach. I mean, I've also experienced that. You get this weird sunburns even in April or May if there is very sunny day. So yeah, and yeah, they had quite a lot of fun, I assume, yesterday. So if you are there, it's a really beautiful location, by the way. You can check out some videos. I don't think Anna is posting much on her socials, but other streamers are, so you can maybe search some of the other streamers to find out about the activities. Okay, so Anna has moved, and she plays knight f to g4. Okay, that is also a move. So we're not moving the knight from e5. I guess she wants the knight on e5 kind of as a shelter for the king. So that's why she puts this knight on g4. Still very complicated. I'm not sure what white can respond here. Maybe rook e1 immediately could be a thought, but it looks very scary, right? Rook e1, f e6. Rook takes e5, knight takes e5, queen takes e6, check. Bishop e7, queen takes e5. We are, well, white is down the exchange for a pawn, but there is a devastating attack. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks like white will need to sacrifice something. And it looks like it should work. Another thing is why I wanted to move the other knight is that now the queen can go back to h5 in some lines. Like, especially after we take on e6 as black, then queen can go back to h5 and f7, perhaps. So, yeah, the knight on f6 was guarding that square. White will need to calculate correctly, though. But I'm thinking rook e1 here is a good move. Yeah, Andrea should move a little bit to not block our view. Thank you. Okay. She's moving. Hello, Mikhail. Who is winning? So, according to the engine, white is winning. I have no reason to doubt the engine, but the eye test says that this is a position where it's anybody's game, pretty much. Yeah. So, I would say objectively, this position was played between computers. White would win, but we still have a game in front of us, and because white needs to calculate here. And I think, yeah, rook e1 is the first candidate you see. And the idea is, again, to sacrifice on e5, maybe. And black has a couple of interesting tries of the rook e1. Maybe queen c2, for instance, is a move. And after queen c2, white is winning with a queen sacrifice. Queen takes g4. That is crazy. Because on knight takes c4, there's knight d4 discovered check, and then knight takes c2 winning back the queen. So, yeah, apparently the tactics in this position are working for white. Which, okay, is not surprising given that our king is in the middle of the board. Yeah, so. But, okay, white, of course, still could make a mistake here. Is this a major tournament for the chess circuit? I don't think so, no. It is quite a strong tournament, but there's not a lot of players. There's like 50 players or so. I think this is quite a chill tournament. People go there just to have a nice holiday, play some games. There's also a big group going on. But Indians, they do travel a lot. There's Indian players, especially the title players. They are traveling a lot. You can see them in many countries around Europe, especially in the south. You can see them in Spain. You can see them in countries like Hungary, Serbia, some in Italy. They haven't made their way to Greece, where I'm from, but I guess our tournaments are not as exciting. But yeah, you can see them all over Europe, trying to farm the Europeans, I would say. Okay. So, unfortunately for us, Aaron has plenty of time here to calculate the winning line. Computer likes two lines here, bishop f4, rook e1. Both make sense. Like white, what you want to do, so let's say you were white, right? And you had a position like this. And you're like, okay, what the hell is going on? When your opponent's king is stuck like this, so white will not be able to castle. Black, sorry, will not be able to castle for the foreseeable future. What you want to do is bring as many of your pieces into the game. So both moves that are the correct moves, bishop f4, rook e1, what they do is they bring extra forces. So if you notice here, okay, we have the queen and our two knights attacking. We need more power. Black can't easily bring the rooks, especially the rooks, to defend the king. Because, if you want to defend the king with a rook on a8, for instance, you'll have to spend 3 moves or something, like rook, like, I don't know, something like a5, rook a7, rook e7, put it in front of the king to block something. Same for the other rook, or actually even worse. So if you bring the rooks to the center of the board, then you basically have a material advantage in that kind of region of the board. So, yeah, this is, general principle. And then, of course, you need to calculate concrete lines. So you're like, okay, rook e1, what is my opponent going to do? What am I going to do after that? This is usually how you think in chess. This is a come and grab a gnome tournament. Not really. Again, it is possible to make a norm, but usually most people who go to make norms in Spain, they go to bigger events like Sitges or I don't know, Alicante maybe. But it's still a nice option, I would say. So yeah, let's see. And the other move, bishop f4, we haven't looked at that. That also might happen. So after bishop f4, I don't really like this move that much because it looks a bit slower, like our rooks are not moving. But maybe we can't really stop the rooks from coming in regardless. I guess the point is that after f takes e6, we take with the bishop on e5, and after knight takes e5 again, we take queen takes e6, bishop e7, queen takes e5. And this time we don't have to sacrifice the rook. In fact, we're just down a bishop. Or, well, we're actually up a pawn because we do gain a knight. So, yeah, we're up a pawn and we're attacking. And then next move, bring the rook. So maybe bishop f4 also is a good move. Black doesn't have to take on e6, by the way, in both lines. She will probably not take on e6, actually. I think she will find something else to do. Maybe d4. This move the computer has been screaming to be played. D4 kind of makes sense. Illegal! It allows the queen to go back to the defense, kind of.
Hello everyone.
Checking
Anna-Maja wave, Anna-Maja height.
A line on c6, which could create some tactics. So I'm sure Anna has this move in her mind. Thank you, Techmaster, for the 3 months. Hello, welcome. And hello, Vlad. Welcome as well. Has anyone ever called you that? No, not really. I did play against a guy called Kokos Dimitrios recently in a rapid game. It's a different name though, so no, they are not the same name. Okay, so yeah, so Aaron Jacobson has 35 minutes left. He has been thinking for about 10 minutes, so he understands that this is a critical position. You need to spend time calculate which move wins, which move doesn't. So yeah, of course, he's a very strong player. So no surprise there to see him spending time in a position that is required to calculate. So I will expect one of the, the two top moves of the engine, which is basically equivalent, I would say. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Anna is also looking focused, trying to figure out, how to get my king out of there. King is placed on e8. Future suggestion, kind of a backsetting comment. But next time we play g5, maybe we should get our king out of the center first, because yeah, that is our king is not looking a bit helpless on e8. Probably after the game, Black King will be angry about the rest of the army not helping him in defense. Here from Anna-Maja's round 4 recap on YouTube. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to leave a like and comment, as Anna-Maja would say. Yeah, it was a crazy game. That was the game against GM Sosa, right? That was a crazy game. I was only able to cast the start of it, but then, yeah, so the rest later. Anna found some really cool moves and really cool ideas there too. Also, kind of similarly to this game, like again, she had a kind of a weird position. Difference is that in that game, both kings were in the center. And now white's king is on g2, which is much safer than our king on e8. But yeah, in that game, Anna found some nice ideas to potentially even be better at some points, but in the end, the game ended in a draw. This guy didn't play the most accurate moves against Alex. I mean, yeah, chess players usually they make mistakes, right? They're not. Hopefully, they're not cheating. So, I mean, it's normal to play a few inaccuracies, and this position is quite complicated. But the thing is that what I'm worried about is that if white follows the simple principle of bringing your pieces into the game, then he will have quite a good position. Now, of course, there are some moves that could potentially be intriguing but are not so good. For instance, you might think, my knight on e6 is attacked. What if I take the bishop, right? Knight takes f8. But apparently after knight takes f8, king takes f8, there is not really much of an advantage anymore. The queen will be very happy to come there to e2. And yeah. And, this is the kind of move some more inexperienced player might make and then, realize that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have traded this beautiful knight on e6 for such a bishop that is still on the starting square. So, yeah, but surely an IM does not really make this kind of mistake. On the flip side, this black knight on g4 does threaten maybe some knight xf2 ideas, some queen e2 ideas with c2. So white might be a little bit too worried here about Anna's ideas as well. So yeah. Queen to h5 is also a suggestion in the chat. That looks tempting, but I'm not sure what the queen is threatening there because the f7 pawn is defended. And in fact, the engine says that after queen h5 and queen e2, black is winning. The reason being that I'm threatening the pawn on f2, and I'm also threatening discovered check. A check with a discovered attack against the black queen on e3. So queen h5 would be a very, very bad move. And I don't think, though, white will play this move because, well, the queen just came back from h5, so it would be a little bit weird to go back there. And also, yeah, as I said, the pawn on f7 is defended, so we're not really threatening anything. F4. Yeah, f4 looks also very bad. I think f4 might be checkmate for black. Like f4, queen e2 check. How do you protect the mate? I think you have to go king g1, right? And then queen f2. This is mate in 2 for black. So yeah, there are some moves that you can lose the game instantly. So the king is not entirely safe on g2, but it's definitely safer than black's king. You can see that white is kind of pondering. It's not really sure what to play. And I think the more time that Aaron spends, the better it is for Anna, since he will have less time for later decisions as well. They're about equal on time right now, so about half an hour for both. A little bit less, 28 minutes, 29. And yeah, that is what is happening. Hello, Aden, as well. Welcome. Nice emote, by the way. Yeah, seems this is very useful emote. I imagine. Yeah, white is thinking here about how to best to continue the attack. So let's see. Yeah, he's not going to play f4. I don't think so, no. Unless he accidentally touches the f pawn or something. he's thinking nice glasses. Those kind of, I think they're sunglasses, right? Kind of unusual to see people playing with this kind of glasses on, by the way. Maybe it's kind of his style. I don't know. Maybe he's deciding, between the two good moves, bishop f4, rook e1, like which is better. And this is why it is taking him so long. He can't figure out what is the difference. Average French game chaos, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I hate like 99% of French players, but the way Anna plays the French is actually quite interesting. At least get into this kind of tactical messes. It's not the soundest way to play the French, but it's definitely more interesting. The people who play very passive, just put all the pieces on the 8th rank, try to defend, and their only hope of winning is that white makes a mistake. At least Anna is trying to attack. Now, attacking as black, and especially from kind of a crown position like the French, is not often the best idea, but there have been, with the help of engines, there have been some lines that definitely give good chances for black. But this g5 in this game, I think Anna felt like it over the board. Maybe she missed something. I don't know. It does look very, very risky, but it definitely looks inspired by other positions where you do go g5 in the French. Like this is a move that is a theme in many positions and many French positions, and definitely a move that Anna-Maja enjoys a lot. Like in all this time I've been following her games, I have definitely seen a lot of g5 being played. I was actually thinking, since Cruz is here, who made an awesome job with the emotes, I had a cool idea. So if you look at Anna's last recap, I guess there is a command for that somewhere. But if you look at Anna's last recap, she says at some point, oh, you know what is fun? G5, something like that. So some kind of sentence like that. So I was wondering if you could, clip this part of the recap and put it on soundboard. And you would have like a G5 soundboard. Well, not emote, but, a sound. Would be maybe a cool idea, I thought. But okay, maybe I'm just talking nonsense. This is a long thing, as Patch K is saying. So that's probably why I'm talking nonsense. Okay, and he plays. And what does he play? The move bishop to f4. Okay. So bring in the bishop. And yeah, the idea here, as we said, is that if we now take the knight, white will take our knight with the bishop. And then if the knight recaptures, the pawn on e6 is still hanging. The queen can take. White will win back the knight, and he will be a pawn up. And now Anna apparently needs to find a move d4. Every other move is -6 or worse. d4 kind of keeps black kind of in the game. White has to find some accurate moves. Some more accurate moves, should I say. Objectively, this is probably still losing after d4, but it's kind of the only chance to survive. Bishop f4 is a brilliant move. Not sure what prompted Caesar-Come to award that. I mean, it's a very logical move. I wonder if rook e1 is also a brilliant move. That was the other good move. I don't think bishop f4 was that hard to find. Like, I think any player over, let's say, 1500 would at least consider this move. And perhaps if you consider it, then you might as well play it. You see the position is good. So it's not really, and it's not much of a genius move to award double exclamation mark, but it is a good move, sound move, and it does require some calculation. So, we're in a tough spot here. Because if we try to attack immediately with something like queen to, let's say queen to e2, then, white will just defend apparently with rook hf1 and then bring the other rook to e1. Basically, our attack is not really that strong since we only have 3 pieces kind of close to the white king. White has 3 defenders as well as the pawns. That's a material superiority on the king side. And basically what we need is to kind of bring specifically our queen in this position to the defense with the move d4. And also opening up queen 6 check ideas, perhaps. d4, very human move. I do think d4 is playable. Like, we'll probably find that. Don't really know what else you can play, to be fair. Maybe she plays something like 8-6. I guess that could also be kind of justified, but 8-6, the problem is I think we're just too slow after rook e1, 8-6, g5. Well, there are some tactics there to calculate, but I think we're just hanging everything. Queen takes h8, queen takes f8. Yeah, this cannot be good. H6 is not really threatening to take on g5. Not sure what other moves would you consider here. I mean, of course, the first move Anna will consider is to take on e6, but then she will see that this is bad, so she has to consider other moves. And I think d4 is definitely findable here. What does the engine say about knight takes f2? That might be also a move that we could consider, So knight f2, sacrificing a knight. The engine doesn't like this move. The engine says white is winning after the move queen f5, so just declining the sack and just going for the black king instead. But knight takes f2, king takes f2, bishop c5 check. Knight takes on c5, queen takes on c5 check. We are down a piece. Yeah, I think even if white takes the knight, we don't really have much firepower to continue the attack, so doesn't really look that convincing. Although it could be a consideration. I think it's definitely a move that Anna-Maja might consider, might even play. Wouldn't be completely surprised. Queen c2 is another move. Unfortunately, our threats are a little bit too weak. Like after queen c2, white just defends with rook f1, rook h2 f1, then bring the other rook to e1, and we're kind of busted. Basically, it's like white is playing the game with an extra 2 rooks. So that is a bit of a problem. And that is why, again, the move bishop f4 is good, right? Attacking is pretty much all about creating kind of imbalance, material superiority in one side of the board, right? This is what is one of the main principles of attacking. It's basically, to make a sports analogy, if you follow football, let's say that, you you bring like a lot of guys in one side of the field. Let's say you bring 3 guys on the right side of the field, right? And the opponent only has 1 guy there. What's probably going to happen is you're going to, somehow advance from this side because you have more players there. It's kind of a similar thing in chess. Maybe my analogy wasn't that great. But yeah, basically you want to bring more pieces in a particular area of the board and overwhelm your opponent there, especially if they have their king in that area, as Black's king is now on e8 and can't really move. And again, kings are not the fastest runners. So you know that the king is staying in the center for a while. So just calmly bring all your pieces to the center. And yeah. D4 has to be found here. Otherwise, I think the game won't continue much longer. I think that is my feeling. Anna will go bishop e7, says Mikhail. Bishop e7, possible. Yeah, it is a move that might be played. Unfortunately, as I said, like white just has too many pieces. So white will probably just go rook e1, either rook to e1. It's fine. And the pressure against our knight on e5 is going to be too much to handle. Bishop e7, it's kind of a normal move, kind of, a move when you don't really know what to play. Just developing a piece. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help our king because the king can't really go to f8 because this knight on a6 is standing there. And as long as we cannot take that knight, then our king can only move to d7, I'm sure. That is not really an option. So it's looking tough. It's looking tough. Is knight e3 check an idea? What is the point? So let's say white takes with the bishop. I don't know. Are you just giving a piece for nothing? I don't know. I don't think knight e3 is a move. F takes e6, you say you don't hate it. I mean, you're not going to lose immediately, but you're going to be down a pawn and with no chances of getting out of the center. So, yeah, F takes e6. Probably what most players would play if this game was like a 3+0 game on chess.com. I think they will just take the knight. But objectively, white is completely winning there. And it's not hard to visualize. If you see f takes e6, bishop takes e5, knight e5, queen takes e6 check, bishop e7, queen takes e5. White is up a pawn. White is attacking the rook on h8. And white will also go rook e1 in the future and just completely overwhelm the black king. So rook g8 is a suggestion by Reina Rojas, but unfortunately, that is a good idea to kind of bring this rook into the game because, as I said earlier, you want more pieces. Unfortunately, the pawn on h7 is hanging after that, and so after queen takes h7, you're pretty much forced to give up the rook for the knight on g5. Otherwise, I'm not sure where the rook goes. So rook takes g5, knight takes g5. And now we have given up the exchange and the pawn. But it's not really like we have gotten anything in return. I mean, our king is still in the center. White is still attacking. White's rooks are still coming to the center. So, yes, we can give the exchange up, but White will just take it and move on. It's not like it's not like we are up material. If in this position Anna was up piece, let's say, maybe that idea rook g8 would be good. But with equal material and this attack from white, it's going to be very hard to survive here. But let's see. Let's see if she finds the move d4. This is, by the way, only move 19. So both players are going to have to make a lot of moves quickly. Anna is down to only 16 minutes or so. So there's not much time left. F takes e6, bishop e5, rook g8. Okay, that is a recommendation. I did not see that, by the way. So you want to take on e6, then okay. Yeah, I guess then white just goes queen h5. And you're kind of stuck because your rook on g8 is going to be hanging. If you play something like king d7, queen f7 check will pick up the rook. But maybe, yeah, maybe rook g6, try to hold. And rook e1. I mean, it still should be lost somehow, but this might be an idea, I would say. This might work. I'm not sure why Adnan is saying knight c7, because we just took the knight. There is no knight c7. This isn't the candidate. Is there increment per move? Yes. So each player gets 30 seconds extra per move. And also on move 40, they get 30 extra minutes. So if you're following, for instance, the women's candidates, I think this is the exact same time control as they have in the women's candidates. Or maybe they get also time after move 60 in the women's candidates. But at least for the first 40 moves, that is the exact same time control. So, yeah, Anna is putting her classic chess player pose. Both hands on the head, trying to calculate how to get out of this mess. Hey guys, I was just lurking and wondering bishop f6. Hello, the hoax squeezer, welcome. What do you mean by bishop f6? I'm not sure what's where you're referring to, because the bishop is on f8 currently. The bishop's moved diagonally, so maybe you're referring to bishop h6? In case you're referring to that, I think just bishop takes e5 is winning after bishop h6, because if you recapture with a knight, then your bishop is hanging. Queen takes h6. Oh, bishop d6. Okay, so bishop d6. So you're trying to defend this knight, the bishop. Okay, I think white would just continue piling up the pressure. Just rook 8 to e1. This might happen in the game too. Yeah, bishop d6 looks reasonable to at least prolong the game a little bit. I mean, bishop d6 is a cool move. Defends the immediate threats, but unfortunately, once the rooks also come into play, there won't be much defense. So, yeah. h5 also suggested. Again, the problem with h5 is that bishop takes on e5. is happening. That's why white played bishop f4. He wants to remove that kind of blockade the knights have set up. And it's only down to 12 minutes. He has to move, guys. Can't go down like that. He needs to make some more moves. So let's see. Looks like it is a bit windy. Apparently it is very windy in that place, yeah. Guess the weather is like that in the beautiful island of Formentera in Spain. Pawn has left the board, so Anna's alone for quite some time. Thinking about what to do. Problem here is that white. Yeah, if you make now a quiet move, just defending like bishop d6 or something, then white will very quickly play rook h1, put more pressure. And with that kind of time advantage the white is building, that is not looking good for us. So I think if Anna does not find d4, then this game is looking very grim. Does knight h5 do anything? Unfortunately, not really. I mean, white can just even take the knight. But as some people in the chat posted, that queen f5 is also very, very strong after knight h5, basically winning. Because the threats against e5 are overwhelming. And once this knight on e5 is removed, basically black's entire position collapses, because f7 is then very weak. The e file will also open up. And yeah, basically black's position already hangs by a thread. And yeah, we're not even sure if that thread is strong enough. But yeah, removing our pieces, sacrificing them, will definitely cut this thread, I would say. Okay. So less than 10 minutes now. And has to make a move here. Guess he's calculating. There's many lines to calculate here, so it's understandable, but unfortunately not many good lines. So you calculate line after line, and all of them leads to the same conclusion, that, well, white is just winning. And you're trying to find the one line where you have some hope. So there's a very tough spot that Anna is here, that Anna is in. I think if we lose that game, then eventually, I mean, she has to look back at this move g5. Maybe that was a bit too optimistic to work in this position. I'm not sure what exactly. Maybe she thought the knight can't really stay in e6 for that long. It's very hard to evaluate this type of position from far away, right? I mean, if she visualized the position here, let's say 5 moves ago, it's still very hard, to see what's going on. Because that might be a game-winning tactic for either side, You never know. I just caught up on vote. Huh? How can you like stop time? Or how do you do that? Because you put this in like 2x. How do you do this? Yeah, usually that is why, that's why I'm not a big fan of such pawn pushes. I'm usually trolling Anna, like, you push a lot of pawns all the time. Because, yeah, these pawn moves can often be quite weakening. Sure, Anna wanted to attack the white king, but yeah, this is maybe a little bit too optimistic. That g5 is basically Anna's only kind of mistake. But her position right now is very hard to play. Maybe we could have even prepared g5, right? We could have played something like bishop e7 in that position. And maybe rook c8, I don't know. Just play a little bit on the queen side, and then if the king goes to g2, then g5 could be considered. So it was not a bad idea, just a little bit missed out. Maybe she underestimated how stuck her king eventually gets. Okay. So Anna now has less than 7 minutes. So let's see. She has spent the majority of her time in this move. And she goes for, okay, she takes the knight. So I guess the idea here is what some chat member suggested, that after bishop takes e5, which I'm sure will shortly be played, we will not play knight takes e5, but instead maybe rook to g8. Kind of, bringing the rook into the game, trying to keep the e-file closed as well. Unfortunately, that was not the correct move. Correct one was d4, which, okay, it's not an easy move to play. It's playable, I think, but it's maybe not the most normal move. This queen h3 move, which just covered e6, was unlucky. Yeah, maybe that is why Anna played this g5. She had missed. It's actually very possible that she had missed the queen can go back to h3 and defend the pawn indirectly. Maybe she had, seen this line and thought after knight f6, the queen has to go back. So I'm taking the knight, so this doesn't work. It's very possible that this is what she missed in the game, this queen h3 move. So, okay, so we take on e6. Now white is pretty much certain to take the knight on e5, since, well, for the moment, we are up a piece. Strangely enough, the computer still thinks white is winning after rook h to e1, or rook a to e1. So our position here is, according to the engine, is so bad that even if white just doesn't retake the piece, he is still winning. So yeah, that is how bad it is to play with the king in the center. However, the game is still not over. Like, black will try some counter chances. Definitely, she will try some rook g8. She will try some maybe queen e2. Queen e2, kind of a tricky move, hitting both f2 and the bishop on e5. She can try stuff like that. Okay, white is taking the bishop, the knight with the bishop, should I say. So bishop takes e5, and exactly as Playful is saying, we can't really take back here. So yeah, if we take back, then white just takes the pawn on e6, then takes the knight, and he is just a pawn attacking. So now we will see what was Anna's idea. Maybe queen e2 was the idea. Queen e2 makes some sense. Protecting g4, attacking f2, attacking e5. Maybe that is what she had in mind. And rook g8 is the other kind of move. Just getting away from the attack of the bishop. Now, if we go queen e2, if black takes the rook, then queen takes f2 is checkmate. So that is a mate in one thread. So was Anna mostly out-prepped or outplayed? I would say she just made, a single mistake to play g5. And when the position is so tactical, a single mistake, you get into a much worse position. So I don't think g5 was preparation. I think g5 was just, YOLO move, a kind of a feel-good move. But she was probably too optimistic about her position. Does the engine prefer queen e2 rook g8? I mean, it's hard to tell because the engine says that both are lost. So it doesn't really matter if the engine says, plus 6.4 or plus 6.7. By the way, it does appear that Alexandra Prado won her game against FM Vasily Shimelkov from Kazakhstan. So she won against the 2100. So shout out to Alexandra. Great game, I guess, with black even. So yeah, this g5. I mean, I am very much resisting to trolling her about g5 after the game, but yeah, I mean, you can't play g5 in every position, surely. It's a nice move in some friends' positions, but you can't rely on it every game. Maybe we just played it for content. That is the true reason. What are my Champions League predictions? Oof. I don't know. I guess Manchester City, right? They have to be the favorites, especially after surviving at the Bernabeu Stadium. But it's anyone's game. Maybe she had some prep to get. I'm sure she has g5 in some prep. Well, or a lot of preps. But yeah, I don't think that was prep though. I don't think. I mean, she had a nice idea with b5, b4, but yeah, that was not. That was almost definitely not prep, because like move 9, we have a completely new game of move 9. There's no way that her prep is sending to move 14. I mean, she's as strong as Anna-Maja's prep play is. She's not 2800 to have that deep of preparation. I think only Pragnananda has that deep level of prep. 4 moves after the novelty to find some crazy pawn push that keeps the game going and stuff like that. Playing increment for next 20 moves. Yeah, I don't really think this game's gonna last 20 moves, to be fair. Rook g8 has been played, so shout out to the guy in the chat who suggested fe6 and rook g8. Anna-Maja is going for exactly that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, queen, the h7 pawn is now hanging. We can't take that, though, for the moment. Unfortunately, white has a move that kind of kills our chances here. Queen h5 check is the only good move, but it's a very easy one to find. Ideas and prep can't go that far, in my opinion, in her case, if she knows the opener well. The problem is that, it's not like it's a mainline position and they deviated some. It's like some sideline of a sideline of a sideline. So I think g5 was mostly, kind of a fillings-based move, kind of. Of course, she knows that idea that there is g5 in the French. She has played that millions of times. Okay, not millions, but hundreds of times. It's just that in this particular position, g5 was not good. So, okay. So queen h5 check has been played. Unfortunately, we can't put our king on the 7th rank because the rook is hanging after queen f7 check. So I guess rook g6 or king d8 is the question here. Not sure what I prefer. let's leave it up to Anna to decide. She has a minute 30 to play. Problem is, again, white's moves are very easy here, so it's not like white needs to calculate anything. I just need to take free stuff and just bring all the pieces in the attack. So very, very tough looking game. Of course, yeah, rook g6 being played. Now white apparently just needs to bring a rook to e1. Okay, that move, okay, it's very logical, but white, I can see white going for other moves here. Not sure what these other moves might be, though. We are threatening the bishop still. Okay, how can white blunder? Let's see. Yeah, I don't see how you might blunder. I mean, rook e1 is very logical because we are threatening the bishop, so the bishop can't really move. If you go bishop f4, then after queen e2, black is suddenly winning. Okay, this will be a very big miracle. I guess Anna is banging on the fact that after knight takes h7, as Nodi says, knight takes h7, queen e4 check. That is, yeah, thank you, Nodi, for that line. That's exactly how white can blunder. So knight takes h7, after queen e4, it is black who has the upper hand. Queen e4 check, f3, that appears to fork our pieces, but there is another check on, on c2, for instance. And after king h3, our knight also gets out of trouble with check. And apparently we're fine here because our queen from c2 defends the rook. And at some point we can just play king e7 and white is fine. So this rook g6 move is a good try, trying to kind of bait knight takes h7. Well, queen takes h7 hangs a piece on g5, so that's no surprise there that this is losing. I mean, whites can't afford to hang a piece for nothing. So this is actually a good practical try, I would say, especially with 1 minute on the clock. At least force white to kind of think about the position. Unfortunately, again, rook e1 is a really natural move. And it is being played. Yeah, that was expected. Bringing another piece into the attack, as I have been saying the entire day, attacking is all about, having more pieces than your opponent in the side of the board. So rook e1 is being played. Now Anna has to find some crazy tactical idea. The computer here says d4 again. I don't think that will be played because that hangs a knight on g4. Bishop h6. It's also apparently a move. Notice here that the pawn on e6 is hanging because of the pin. The pawn on h7 is also hanging. Everything's pretty much hanging. But we might try a sneaky counterattack somehow and try to catch white off guard. Bishop h6 or something. Rook h1 played. You say white. Unfortunately, I congratulate white for finding the best moves all the time. I mean, they're not that hard moves to find. Surely, white has played a great game. I mean, as is expected from 2400. But, yeah, bishop b7 has been played. It's not like, he's finding some brilliant idea. It's just very natural moves. But, okay, of course, white is playing very solidly. And if he wins the game, it would definitely be deserved. So, yeah, very strong player, of course. Bishop to e7 has been played. Trying to block the the e-file. Let's see. Can we take on e6? That would be my first question. Props to Anna for trying to keep the game as long as possible. You know, at least some people would resign in such a position. Anna wants to keep fighting, and there still could be room for error as long as the material is equal. You know, you never know. You could catch your opponent with a sneaky castles on the queen side, which is still legal, by the way. And if we do it at the right moment, our king gets out of danger. That could be our saving grace. Unfortunately, if we castle now, then rook c1 will pin the queen to the king. So, yeah, knight takes h7, definitely an idea. So if knight takes h7, probably queen c2, defend the rook from a distance, attack f2. I think C probably is going for that. No, White has to think here. White it's not clear what the best move is here. There are a couple easy moves you can make, which are, these cannot be blunders, like rook a to c1. It's actually the best move. Rook a to c1 is a natural move. Just bring the last piece into the game that's not doing anything. Rook on c1, attack the queen. If the queen moves, the rook can go to c7. In fact, I'm not sure after rook c1 how does black exactly defend here. The computer's suggestion is to give the queen away. But yeah, the opponent, Aaron, goes for more materialistic approach, grabs the pawn on e6 that was hanging because of the pin. So knight takes e6 played. White is now up a pawn. The e-file wide open again. And I think this is a very good practical approach here by White. Just, you know, grab a pawn and even if my attack fails, I will be up a pawn, so we'll still be winning. So very good move here. Queen c2, and he plays bishop d4. He's also trying to kind of pressure her on the clock. Anna is an increment now, so she has to find some ideas to counterattack in mere seconds. So this is looking very tough. I'm not sure what's going to play. Bishop d4, another very solid move, defending f2, removing the bishop from the attack of the knight also. So, and now h7, the queen is eyeing that pawn. Let's see what Anna does. Anna plays king d7, trying to get out, a last ditch attempt to get out. Unfortunately, the pawn on d5 is hanging with check. Yeah, and this was kind of a move played with 1 second left. Yeah, unfortunately, yes, black just runs out of moves, and yeah, this game is probably going to shortly be over. Queen takes d5 check, bishop d6. Computer says mate in 10 for white. Of course, there is not really much need to find the mate. White is 2 pawns up. The king is in the center. As I said, yeah, the king is a very slow piece, so it only went 1 step. Knight c5, very nice. And this is basically checkmate. Black has to give up the queen or get mated. So we are expecting Anna to resign here, unfortunately. And yeah, I think this will be over. Yeah, I guess tough game, GG's. Yeah, again, so let's look back at this g5 move. I mean, surely it's a creative move, but this should be GG. Okay, king c7, queen b7. That is now mate in 2. I guess if Gloundring is watching, maybe, you know, she's waiting for the 27th move to resign. Yeah, it was a nice game. She found a nice idea in the opening. Not sure if this was prep or she found that over the board, but this b5, b4, as the other pawn push that Anna likes a lot, to push the b pawn, that was a really good idea to play. It worked. But then, yeah, this g5 was a little bit too much, I guess. So GG's, yes, he did resign. 27th move game. Yeah, so don't really know what to say. Yeah, that was a tough game. I guess we just go next. Tough opponent as well. The opponent is very strong. 24-30 IM. I guess we just go next. And, you know, there's still 4 rounds left in the tournament. There's plenty of time to mount kind of a comeback. I think Anna's a pretty decent tournament so far. So there's no reason to be sad about that loss. I will leave the call, and Anna will be here shortly, so let me leave. See you guys, hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you some other time maybe.
Hello. Let me just move a little bit. Let me see. It was so sad. It was such a sad finish. I thought I was doing so well. And then, poof, everything gone. Let me see what happened. Let me open chat. I tried so hard. Why is it after such a long thought, it suddenly collapses? Okay. Hi, chat. Hello. I see you guys. You like the pseudonyms? Thank you. It was kind of an accidental matchup because I only bought this recently, so. My French defense may need some work. You may need some work in being nice. You know nothing about the French defense. Let's see what happened. Oh, was g5 bad? I was so happy to play g5. But, yeah. Let's check. I'm gonna check the game real quick. Let's check it real quick. I thought I had like a great attack, but oh wow, it was all bad. b3. I thought of b3, but then bishop takes a6, and he can take the pawn. Then you play g5. No. Okay. My opening was amazing. What is this guy talking about? If you come to say something about the opening, at least be reasonable and make it make sense, because I played amazing in the opening. Oh, that's actually so unfortunate. Let's see, for checking g2, knight f6, queen h3, knight h4. Okay, this. Interesting. So it was all lost. Queen h5 only move. Okay, it makes sense. Oh, wow. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect him to play e4. the expert was here. It doesn't matter. You were shush. And second of all, I played amazing in the opening. Guys, I don't care what you guys are saying because you don't know what you're talking about. So, thanks for your 2 cents, but I don't need it. Yeah, I was happy about b5, b4, but I should have pushed b3. I did consider, but I didn't know that in that line I could play g5. So I saw all the ideas, but it was not the right way, and I didn't think that it was not gonna be so good. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Chesky Visitor. That's so kind. Thank you. No, I think, I mean, if I played bad at opening, and it would be interesting to look at it, but now it's like, I played well the opening. It's not the opening. It's not the opening. Yeah, I mean, okay, I really thought he was going to play d4. I really thought he was going to play d4. Not in a million years I expected him to go for the French, to step into the French. So he plays like a lot of different moves on move 1, and I was like super sure like he would play d4 because, yeah, like, you know, I feel confident in my French. So, yeah. But okay, I am not too upset about, okay, I'm a little sad about the result, of course, but I tried my best. I guess I just underestimated the attack. I thought I was doing amazing. I mean, like, my knights are so active, my queen is so active, so, yeah. Yeah, I was prepared for d4, yeah. Also, he barely faces the French in his games in the database, so that's why I also thought, yeah, he maybe he's avoiding it, maybe, because I feel like I knew more about the opening, but yeah, it turns out g5 was just not good. So yeah. I mean, yeah, no. Time management was within the acceptable range. I mean, apparently I was already lost before, you know, time trouble, so yeah. You seen the queen could go back to h3? I saw all of his moves, but I underestimated a lot of it. I think the move that I missed was like rook e1. Then I was like, oh no, I do not have queen e2 anymore. I do not have this anymore. Oh, I think I missed the rook e1, and then it just like collapsed right away, right? Let me check once again. But I saw queen h3, and I thought, like, if he has to play queen h3, there's no way he's better. Sag. Actually, I think I played this bishop takes f1 too quickly. So the thing is that I thought, yeah, too much confidence, I would say, too much. I should have calculated b3 out a bit more. That was my mistake. Other than that, yeah. Everything else was just a consequence of my actions. Don't let this scare you from playing g5 though. I was so confident about it. You see, sometimes it all works out and sometimes it doesn't. And most of the times it doesn't work out. But okay, it's fine. I'm not like too upset. It's okay. It's a learning lesson, and it was actually nice to experience a like new line. It's like a reminder, like, okay, you need to look at this line properly, because during the game I was like, oh no. I was surprised he didn't go for f4 knight f3, like knight e2, when he played knight e2, and then he played knight f3 right away. I thought f4 knight f3 is like one of those super annoying lines, but he didn't do that, so I was confused what the plan was. I guess knight f4 knight h5, but okay, I don't know. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, no, I'm not... Yeah, I don't feel like I played horrible or something. Yeah. Just... Yeah. Wrong decisions. Wrong decisions. Exactly, actually. Yeah, I know for my online games that it's okay, Elkon's Blazing. It's okay. He played well. He played really well. I thought I had him, but... What did she do? Did she win? I have no idea what the others were doing. I have no idea. What is this hair, by the way? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's actually really like nice and like instructive, you know. By the way, I'm wearing this shirt of the tournament. It's pretty nice, but yeah, it's a bit cold. She beat a 21 on. Yay! So nice. Let's go. Let's go. We have the same amount of points. Oh no. Right? She's 2.5, right? Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chap. Uh-oh. No, right? I won't face her, right? No. Right? No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It would make sense because Alex also played my opponent of today. Yeah. But yeah, I think norm chances are out of the question now, right? Because I will probably face a low rated player now. So that's going to be a little tricky. It'll be a fantastic game to watch on stream. True, it is fun, but I don't want to play Alex. I feel bad or something, you know. Like I want Alex to win, but then if she faces me, then I can't support that, you know. Okay, more streamer drama. She was lost. Oh, unlucky. It's okay. I'm going to take some rest, guys. It's pretty early, so I can rest. I can record a recap, rest, go to dinner, and get ready for next one. Yeah. It's so sad when you prepare well and then your opponent plays something else. It's so frustrating. But okay. Alright guys, I'm going to head out. Thanks so much for watching. My arm hurts, so I'm gonna leave now. Mods can rate whoever. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to watch the recap on YouTube. I just posted round 4 earlier today, which was one of the best games ever. That's the game where everything went right instead of how it went today, where everything went wrong. Yeah, my nose is burned. Also, okay, I'm wearing the jacket so I can show you, but you maybe saw like my arm here. My upper arm was a bit burned. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you guys so much. I will catch you guys in tomorrow's round, I guess. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Thank you, guys. Bye. You saw that, right?